I'm Rogelio Garcia Contreras. I'm an associate professor at the Center for International Studies at the University of St.Thomas. And back in 2007, I founded the University of St. Thomas microcredit program. Back then, that was the name that we gave it. It started as the result of some of the classes that I was teaching at the time. I normally teach classes on international political economy and international development. And this just came out as like kind of an exercise to see how much we could take theory into the real world. We started just basically with a very small group of students, about 5 or 7, more or less. We started adding, and we just basically raise funds and then distribute these funds through Kiva, the database that they have for entrepreneurs that living in the developing world that wanted to get out of poverty through these very small loans. So we would conduct some exercises of risk assessment, risk management. Students will evaluate the situation of demographic, geographic, economic situation of the person that was asking for the loan and all that. So it was like a service learning project that very rapidly evolved into something bigger that we were not expecting. Now we run a social entrepreneurship program along with microcredit that distributes loans through partnerships that we create with field partners all around the world. And we also contribute with know-how for the establishment of comprehensive development projects that aspire to take communities out of the vicious cycle of poverty.
Great, and Maria, can you tell us a little bit about your role in the program and describe maybe some activities the students can become involved in?
Absolutely. So as Rogelio described, the Social Entrepreneurship Program at the University of St. Thomas is completely student-run. So we try to meet and assess everything that needs to be done for the upcoming semester and for the projects that we have. We currently have projects in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, in Chile, Pakistan, Tanzania, in Malawi. We're starting one in Mozambique. So basically, students either are heads of these projects or they help contacting the field partners and assessing not just what is needed for the project to be completed or what is the information that we've been able to gather from what the project has already completed in the time that it's been going on, and what are the resources that we can change, what needs to be done. We get to go to these places and visit. Many of the students have gone. So basically it is a student-run program, and we give these interest-free loans, and it's revolving funds, so we just keep it and we just keep seeing it for the years that pass, how it's doing and how is it impacting these people. And we try not to focus only on the financial side, but of course on the social component and how is the community benefiting from this as a whole, and not just one person, but everybody. So the students get the opportunity to travel, and they get to go on social enterprise conferences and learn more, and how do we make the program better, and how do we make our projects better, and how do we help the community better. I feel like it's a very holistic approach, as opposed to simply giving a loan. It's much deeper, much more than that.
And in your experience, either one of you, what are the essential skills that social entrepreneurs need to be successful in your community?
Tenacity, willpower, believing in the ability that each and every single one of us have to build a better world, and thinking that we all can improve our condition, and we are able to stop transferring the cost of our lifestyle to others, our neighbors, or future generations, or whomever. So believing in that, believing that we can create a better world, I would say.
And Maria, what role do you see social entrepreneurs playing in today's world and into the future?
I see social entrepreneurs as being able to completely change the dynamic and just the outlook of how business interacts with social factors, especially how can we break the cycle of poverty instead of just giving out loans or giving a handout or making these people, we cannot just give them and then let them do nothing. as opposed to now, but social entrepreneurs have the ability of completely changing this platform by, here, you can do something, you're good at it. Why not we fund you and make you a self-reliant entrepreneur and making you a self-reliant person that can look at these things and say, this wasn't given to me, but I built this myself. So it gives them a sense of ownership. I feel like social entrepreneurs are going to be able to change this by shifting the focus to the person and giving them a sense of ownership, a sense of pride. This is something that they did. This is something that they can own up to and be happy that they own and that they've done with their own hard work, and become successful and be able to break whatever else that came before them and give a future with education and with opportunities, not only to themselves but to their kids and to their families. So